Today we're diving into 10 underrated games you might have missed. These titles didn't get the spotlight they deserve, but each one delivers something unique, from clever mechanics to gripping stories. Let's get started. Dungeon of Exile might not be a household name, but for fans of dark fantasy, it's a hidden treasure. Released quietly with little fanfare, it combines gritty dungeon crawling with a rewarding loot system. The combat is weighty and deliberate. Every strike feels like a risk, and every enemy encounter can wipe you out if you're careless. The dungeons themselves drip with atmosphere, featuring gothic halls, eerie torchlight, and grotesque monsters. What makes it underrated is simple: poor marketing. This game launched with almost no push, meaning only a fraction of the audience it deserved ever played it. If you're looking for a Diablo-style experience with a darker edge, Dungeon of Exile is worth revisiting. Zombie Forest 3 proves that graphics don't make a game, the gameplay does. On the surface, it looks simple, even outdated, but once you start, it hooks you in. The game blends survival and strategy. You're in charge of keeping survivors alive in a zombie-ridden wasteland. You manage food, build defenses, and make tough choices about who gets resources. Every night feels like a gamble as you wait for the inevitable horde. The tension is incredible. You're never fully safe. But because it didn't have flashy trailers or a big studio behind it, Zombie Forest 3 was overlooked. Yet, for survival fans, it's one of the most addictive games out there. Arcane Quest Legends 2 is the kind of RPG that feels like a love letter to classic dungeon crawlers. It doesn't try to reinvent the wheel, but it refines what fans of the genre already love. You'll explore dungeons, defeat powerful enemies, and upgrade your hero across multiple skill trees. The beauty here is in its simplicity. It captures the magic of old-school hack-and-slash RPGs, but makes it playable on the go. Unfortunately, it never got the same spotlight as bigger RPGs, and many people simply never heard of it. If you're someone who grew up playing Baldur's Gate or Diablo and want a portable version of that thrill, this game will hit the spot. Junter 2 is an arcade-style shooter that's easy to pick up but hard to master. Armed with an arsenal of weapons, your goal is simple: take down hordes of zombies as fast and efficiently as possible. But what makes it stand out is its customization and weapon upgrades, which give you a sense of progression beyond just surviving waves. The fast-paced action is endlessly replayable, and every run feels slightly different thanks to enemy variety and resource scarcity. Still, because it never broke into the mainstream, Junter 2 has become a hidden gem known only to hardcore zombie shooter fans. It deserves way more recognition for keeping that old-school arcade spirit alive. Grimzone might be one of the most atmospheric shooters you've never heard of. It blends survival horror with FPS mechanics, dropping you into an apocalyptic world filled with terrifying mutants. The maps are sprawling but claustrophobic at the same time, giving you that constant sense of unease. What's underrated about Grimzone is its world building. Instead of holding your hand, the game lets the environment tell the story. You piece together what happened through ruins, audio logs, and unsettling details in the world. But with little marketing, it faded into obscurity. If you like Metro or STALKER but want a more indie raw version of that experience, Grimzone delivers. Same Room is one of the most unique puzzle games most people have never tried. At first, it seems straightforward: solve puzzles in a room. But then it starts messing with your head. Each room connects in strange ways, repeating, looping, and altering your perception of space. The more you play, the more the game forces you to question what's real and what's illusion. It's like Portal mixed with an indie horror vibe, where the environment itself is your biggest challenge. Sadly, puzzle games often struggle to break out unless they're tied to a big studio, so Same Room never got the attention it deserved. For fans of clever, mind-bending design, this is one to seek out. Polyfield is a surprisingly fun indie take on the large-scale shooter genre. With a minimalist art style, it looks like a low-poly experiment at first, but once you play, you realize how much depth it has. The gunplay feels solid, the maps are surprisingly tactical, and there's a real sense of teamwork when you're capturing objectives. It's like Battlefield stripped down to its core mechanics, but still delivering that same chaotic energy. The low-poly visuals might have turned off mainstream players, but those visuals actually help make the gameplay smoother and more accessible. Polyfield is proof that sometimes simplicity makes for the best competitive experiences. At number 3, Darkest Days. This is a surprisingly deep open-world zombie RPG that dropped earlier this year, where you must survive in a wasteland torn apart by the undead. You'll scavenge supplies, build sanctuaries, recruit survivors, and even commandeer vehicles just to get around the danger zones. What really makes it underrated is how immersive the environment can get. From deserted towns to mutated forests, the details pull you in. Despite its rich design and survival mechanics, it didn't make the headlines like other zombie titles. If you want a survival game that tries to do more than just shoot, this one's worth your time. Tomorrow is a survival crafting game that drops you into a hostile open world where your choices matter. You'll need to gather materials, build shelter, fend off enemies, and scavenge to stay alive. What makes Tomorrow stand out is its sense of scale. You don't just survive, you rebuild. The crafting system is surprisingly deep, and exploring the dangerous, decayed world always brings tension. But because survival crafting is a crowded genre, Tomorrow got buried under giants like Rust and The Forest. Yet its atmosphere and freedom make it one of the most rewarding indie survival experiences for players willing to give it a shot. Topping this list is Lara Croft, Guardian of Light, a spin-off of the legendary Tomb Raider series. Unlike the mainline games, this is an isometric action-adventure with a focus on co-op gameplay. You and a friend can solve puzzles, fight enemies, and explore ancient ruins together. The puzzles are cleverly designed for 2 players, requiring coordination and timing, making it one of the best couch co-op experiences of its time. But because it was released as a smaller downloadable title, it never got the attention that mainline Tomb Raider games received. Even solo, it's still a fantastic action puzzle experience that holds up to this day. If you missed this one, it's time to dust it off. And that wraps up our list of underrated gems. Did your favorite make the cut, or did we miss a hidden treasure you think deserves more love? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more gaming countdowns every week. Until next time, keep exploring those hidden worlds.